when the Bodhisattva Avtara, there's a mention that onje dagi semjen la dinriwa inna bache, tewe semjen chechebi daga nuche dijimri. Onje dagi semjen la. In the past, I gave such harm to other sentiments. Tewe semjen chechebi, therefore sentiments harm me. Is it worthwhile? It is worthwhile me to receive this harm. You see, so why others harming you? Even fleas biting you, even mosquito biting you, even flea biting you, ants biting you, whatever you see. Bees sting here in the others get angry to you, abuse you. Yeah. So you see, all that, whatever happens, there's always reason. There's always reason. Reason is you harmed to others first. You harmed others first. In the past, I gave harm, such a harm, then do I know that, to other sentiments. Therefore, sentiment harm me, it's worthwhile. So therefore, sentiment harm me this time, it's worthwhile. So you can understand. You see, by remembering why it happened, by remember the reason, so then it's worthwhile. Usually what we do is, I'm the perfect, most perfect, I'm nothing wrong, everything others wrong, everything blame others. Then if somebody harms, if somebody abuses, somebody harms, if somebody looking bad, somebody says some nice, some words not bad, you harm back. You crush the person, you crush, you disintegrate or whatever. What we can, but image about them. It's like this. Nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect. That's wrong. That's wrong. You see? So Buddha blames us. So this is how we do. You are perfect. You're nothing they can tell you a mistake. Nothing. You're perfect. So always like this. So they think, always think, unworthwhile. Unworthwhile, the person gets angry with me. Unworthwhile, the person abuses me. All that. I told a long story yesterday, what I went through. Remember? And I said, how those people so most precious, most kind. Remember I told you? So, by finishing this karma, this trouble, then finish the past heavy negative karma, then to the future, there will happiness. Then the enlightenment. That is, remember that kindness of person. So anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So normally you see, oh, I'm perfect. Oh, that's wrong. Then this is how we do. Then somebody, whatever harm, something you don't like, then you harm back as quick as possible. No, it's like this. So it's not educated person's. It's not educated person's action. It's not educated person's personality. No. Uneducated persons. Uneducated. Same as the animal, the tigers, or the same as the dogs. Somebody harms you, bite back. So the animal character. Somebody harms, then you harm back. And there's animal character. Understand? That's not wise. That. So that's how normally we do. So, see, sorry. Here's what, see, whatever happens, always there's evolution for that. There's a reason for that. What the reason is in the past you abuse others in that way. You abuse others in that way. Oh, you did it. Yeah. So then this time it happened. This person, why this person abused you? Why? Oh, that because of the past. You abused that person that way, so that's how it happened. Even the fly, even the flea biting you, oh, same. So everything is same. So all that. Everything. So here, Shantideva, great Bodhisattva Shantideva saying, oh, it's see, the world that I receive harm, that are something, unde tiger something, the never know it, Teve, something, Sechame, that are not so it's worthwhile me to receive harm others this time. So worthwhile. So you see what happens? What do you do? You can do anything. You can harm others, anything, but you cannot receive any harm from others. That is the very that is the uneducated person's personality. That's the animal character. You understand? You can give harm to anybody, but you can't receive any harm from others. You understand? You can complain others, but you can't receive complaint others. So that's the animal character. You understand? That you see. Hazare. So totally, I mean, no reason. I mean, totally illogical. I mean, totally. You can harm to others, anybody, abuse anything, but you can't harm others. That's what it looks like. What are you saying? What are you doing in your life? You understand? So, doesn't make sense. So the Kasura. Then the Kasura. Kasura. It is mentioned in the good to know. Please write down. Okay? Write down in a notebook, you see. It's worthwhile to look at, to remember. Dage leji samjala dendawa inna bache. Dage leji kunjene dala noje denyuri. Teve samjanya tona dage tamalagam. Oh, it's so important to write down. Yeah, you can write down Tibetan. Dalan, Dagilij, Gujene, my karma persuaded. My karma persuaded. Dagilij, Gujene, Dalan, Dijunde. Then I received harm. Then I received this harm. Dalan, Dijunde. Tewe, Semje Nyasona. By that, didn't I lose that sentence bang in the whole of the hell? Oh, so you see, so in the past, so in the past is your karma pursued you can harm your karma pursued the person. So because of that, then the person, because of that, the result of the person is a harm to you that happens from that cause. You are harmed to the person in the past. So you are harmed this life by the person. So that person harming to you, that person, now the person is in the human world. Then because of that harm, person to not be in human realm, to reincarnate, to fall down in the whole of the hell, in the hell realm, in the hell realm. Now it's in the human world. Now then, is that harm to you made the person to not be in the human world and then to reincarnate in the hell. In the whole of the hell is that. So, fall down from precipice and born and fall down the whole of the hell. So, a whole that's the example of the hell. So that is the way of generating compassion to back instead of get angry, harming back. Oh, then generate compassion, root of happiness, yourself, all and balance. Oh, compassion, generate compassion back. You understand? It's very important. Generate compassion. Doctor said, other sentence being abuse you. Worry about the harm did. Oh, to use that to develop compassion instead of violence. Compassion back. Oh, peace. Oh, then see. Oh, then at least even you can't help others, other things. If you can help. If not, at least prayer. Dedicate your marriage. You recite mantra for that person to not be reborn, do that negative karma, to not be reborn in the lower realm, help to purify that person, from Genesis, and that's coming from the heart, hand, the compassion without the Guru compassion without. See, all things like that. So that just one, but many. You see, at least prayer. Is it true? Genesis, what they say? I think root Guru you see, you pray for that person to not be born or you see. Whatever the best prayer for them to do, dedication. Okay. Yes, all the merits, all your past, present, future merits, past from beginning to the birth, now, future. Oh, do that. Then all the good things to happen to that in the Katura do not be born Lord at all. And then to receive Katura, then generate body Jida. Then to not stop harm to others and bring perfect peace, happiness to numberless and binds. That's sorry. Pray, at least pray. Yeah, because so they pray its power. Then do lungu de kondo tsakto. Chonam tamji the mitala rapne. And all the dharma, all the existence, the life condition. The mitzvah is up to the wish, up to the point of the wish. Whatever prayer you do, whatever prayer you do, the result will happen like that. So that may be more. So that it says in Sudra teachings explained. So they do prayers back, you see, that general compassion, by general compassion. So that. Kasure. So you can see, somebody say, yeah, you can rely on Buddha. You see, completely rely on Buddha to help. Or they rely on Tara, totally rely on Tara to help. So things can help. So Iba. This practice is so important to keep in the mind. Don't forget. You see, otherwise, even you learn Dharma, philosophy, so many texts, Sudra, Tantra. But then you see, somebody complains you, somebody angry you. Oh, somebody, you see, you offer something, then somebody didn't thank it to you, or didn't show appreciate, oh, then suddenly you get angry. Oh, sorry, like that, you see. Even though you know a lot of Dharma intellectually, but you see practice is not there. Oh, then somebody in the everyday life, something like that, the anger rises. Oh, then destroy all your merits. Destroy all your merits, from all the happiness comes, you destroy. Realization, the enlightenment. That. So, today. So therefore, very important to practice, to remember, to pursue yourself, to practice this. Otherwise, if you know so much, you can explain so much, but then you see there's no practice in your daily lives. And then something happens, very little, then you get so upset. Oh, then, or destroy all your merits, and without like that. They're all the cause of happiness. Oh, so, you see, in teaching what you learn, Dharma, what you learn. Yes, you learned the words, but you see, didn't practice it, didn't subdue your mind. Oh, that is the problem. So you still have problems, or you have even more problems than before you met Dharma. You have more ego, it's a pride. So many things than before you met Dharma. So that's.